Welcome back. All right, news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet. It is Friday. It is October the 17th. So we will start at the top of the board. It is a fine that we're announcing today. Department of Player Safety has fined Jackson Blake for a slash on Jacob Trouba of the Ducks in the game between Carolina and Anaheim last night. So it's a fine. If you wanted a suspension, it's a fine. So we've heard a lot of talk about how the NHL isn't expanding. Basically, Bettman keeps saying we're not in an official expansion process, but we know that there's some semantics being played here. And the reality is that there's going to be more than 32 teams at some point soon. I still say 2030, which is 5 years from now. So I guess soon's doing a little heavy lifting there. Anyways, so the expansion fee is going to be $2 billion. We're looking at a minimum of $2 billion for the expansion fee. And as I've said before, if you expand by 2 teams, that's $4 billion. And the union gets none of that. It just goes straight into the owners' pockets. It's kind of hard to turn down $4 billion between 32 different owners, isn't it? So at any rate, the expansion fee's there. And why would you set an expansion fee? Why would you have some idea of an expansion fee if you weren't planning on expanding? It's one of those things. It's going to happen at some point. It's not going to be necessarily soon, but they're not going to do an official process. So every time I hear Bettman saying there's no official process, I just shrug and go, well, yeah, you're not doing an official process this time. You're just waiting until a team comes in that fits all 4 criteria that the NHL has set forward. And once a city has fulfilled all 4 criteria, then you expand. So there's no need for an official expansion process when you're already talking to cities. Anyways, that being said, we'll see what happens. Brady Tkachuk has had some surgery, so he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks is the time frame for Brady Tkachuk. Ottawa's going to miss him, obviously. Ottawa's off to a kind of sloppy start to the season, not the kind that I think they were hoping for. And having Tkachuk out of the lineup for that long will make it more difficult to get that recovery going, but I mean, they're not out of it, obviously. We're only 5 games into the season. It's just something they have to make sure that they get righted and they get above that 500 line. You don't want to be playing catch-up all the time during the season. Jaromir Jagr has started his 38th pro season. He's 53, so he's still playing hockey. I am appreciative of men older than me still playing hockey. That makes me feel better. And so, yeah, Jagr's playing this season means it bumps back his ability to be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. He has not retired. He is still playing professionally, so his induction into the Hall of Fame is still waiting. It's still pending, and I don't think he's overly concerned with whether or not he's going to end up being inducted into the Hall of Fame at a certain point in time. We already know he's going to get there. He already knows he's going to get there. He still enjoys playing hockey. And I am a little bit surprised he's playing this year, since it sounded like last year was going to be the end of it, but it's not. Mark Scheifele last night tied Blake Wheeler atop the Winnipeg Jets career leaderboard for points with 812. If you're wondering about Howardchuk, those records technically transferred to Arizona with the Coyotes, where they're just kind of in limbo. So technically this franchise is Atlanta/Winnipeg, and therefore Scheifele becomes the player who's tied for the all-time points lead with Blake Wheeler at 812, and I have no doubt he'll eclipse it, very likely in Winnipeg's next game, since he's so good at getting a point per game or more. Buffalo Sabres. So it's been a rough start to the season, and I don't think this is going to help. At least help the fans and their opinion of things. Talks with Alex Tuch are paused. There were apparently talks all during the offseason. The team wants a long-term extension, and it sounds like while Tuch is willing to sign in Buffalo, it doesn't sound like he's interested in signing as long-term as Buffalo wants to sign him for. So that seems to be what the sticking point was, and I say was because they're not currently negotiating. So we'll see what happens there, but if he's a pending unrestricted free agent, and if Buffalo is sitting at or below 500 at the trade deadline, I wouldn't be surprised to see Tuch get moved. If they don't know for sure they're going to keep him, I would think you have to trade an asset like that at the trade deadline. But we've got some time between now and the trade deadline. There's time to work this out. Danforth is to be out for more than a month. Don't think he's played a game yet this season. So without Danforth, Buffalo's Sabres depth gets utilized here. But yeah, it has been a tough start to the season for Buffalo, and I also understand too. Logan Thompson wasn't very happy with the overall mood around the team, and saying, "Look, it's very early in the season. There's no need for any kind of panic or anything." He shouldn't watch my panic index next Wednesday. I have a funny feeling Buffalo's going to be in the region of panic once we get into that, which is again next Wednesday. Evan Bouchard has had a very rough start to the season for the Edmonton Oilers, and fresh off signing that big long-term extension. His defensive lapses you can kind of write off or excuse if the goals are going in, if he's getting the points, but he does not have a point this season. So last night against the Islanders, there were some egregious moments for him that ended up in the Edmonton net via breakaways and such. So Bouchard's really fighting it right now. I have no doubt that he's going to be able to turn that around. The defensive aspect of his game is never going to be stellar. He is never going to be a Rod Langway type, definitely. But I do think that that's the thing though with Bouchard, and I know we talked about that during last year's playoffs, that he'll have a really good game defensively, but then there's that one turnover. And for whatever reason, when Bouchard turns the puck over, it does end up being spectacular. And I mean spectacular like train wreck kind of spectacular. So, Bouchard's going to have to start getting the puck to go in the net. He's going to have to start getting some points. It would at the very least have some kind of balancing between the defensive lapses and the offense that he's able to provide. When the offense isn't there, you're definitely going to pay more attention to his less stellar moments in said game. Lucas Raymond is not playing tonight for Detroit, so this will be, 2 games in a row he hasn't played. He's considered day-to-day. We'll see whether or not he plays at all this weekend or when he's going to return. Obviously, for Detroit, they're off to a good start to the season. They want to keep that rolling. If you can get Raymond in the lineup, that would definitely help. It is an upper body injury for him. Again, being listed as day-to-day, we'll see, right? Very often, the day-to-day injuries seem to take a week or 10 days. And so, to me, that's not quite day-to-day, but it's the NHL. They don't give us all the information, which is standard at this stage. Lorentz is likely to play tomorrow for the Toronto Maple Leafs against Seattle. My guess is that'll probably pull Robertson out of the lineup. I believe Robertson was in the lineup in his stead, and now that Lorentz is coming back, Robertson probably comes out. And of course, putting that into the same same kind of, okay, Shadow's trying to play with a bird through the window. Very distracting. I can't turn the cat off like I can the TV. But yeah, Lorentz coming back. If Robertson comes out, that's definitely not going to cause any of the trade speculation to go away when it comes to Nick Robertson. So moving on to Washington, I'm not even sure what Shadow's necessarily doing, but I'm not turning the camera all the way around to show you guys because I'm a professional. I'm just going to talk about what my cat's doing off camera. Pierre Dubois, dealing with a lower body injury. He will not play tonight, and he is very unlikely to play on Sunday against the Vancouver Canucks. So for Dubois, it's seen as day-to-day as well, but that'll be, I believe, 3 games in a row he'll have missed, so that's about a week of action. They've recalled Frank. Frank has offense for days, and he's got speed as well. So we'll see if he gets into the lineup and what he's able to provide them. Tonight, of course, they're hosting Minnesota. So, without Dubois, it gives a chance for other players to show what they can do. Darcy Kemper as the LA Kings, and it's never a good sign when I'm wearing your team's gear for a news video. Kemper may not be available for the LA Kings for the upcoming road trip, so that shines further light on why Copley was brought in via trade. Copley's going to get a start during this road trip, I would think. Forsberg did not look great last night. He had a couple of goals that had kind of a oof to them. The Kings are kind of in tough already. They're 1-3-1 out of the gate. And now on top of that, Kopitar, dealing with a foot injury. He's out week to week, and it's the first time he's missed time in 4 seasons. The good news is that Corey Perry looks like he's tracking towards his debut for the LA Kings. He's in a regular jersey at practice, and of course everybody made the comment about Perry and how him going to LA means the Kings are going all the way to the final. I'm not sure how you go to the final if you don't make the playoffs. So the Kings need to really get this going, or we may be looking at an LA Kings team that underachieves by a lot this season. But let me know your thoughts. If you're a Kings fan, how concerned are you about the fact that Kemper and Kopitar are both on the shelf right now? My response to that would be I'm pretty concerned if I was in that position. I've got enough things to worry about with the teams I root for. Freddie Gaudreau has been placed on injured reserve by the Seattle Kraken, so they've recalled John Hayden, a veteran forward who can play fourth line minutes. That's why you have those players in your American League system. Without Gaudreau, it's going to have an impact on Seattle. Of course, Gaudreau comes over in the offseason from Minnesota. Seattle not playing too bad right now and managing to get points, and that's the key thing. It feels like Seattle and Nashville are both teams that are managing to get points, even on nights where they don't necessarily have their best 60 minutes. For New Jersey, Stefan Noesen could make his season debut versus the Oilers tomorrow. The Devils off to a pretty strong start to the season. Going to look to keep that going tomorrow, and having Noesen back in the lineup, that should help. Noesen coming off of a very good season this past year with the New Jersey Devils, and it's nice to see one of those players who seems to get better as he gets older, Noesen being an example of that. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.